Welcome to the Victory Project podcast, undoing hopelessness with a godly purpose, love, and accountability. Since 2009, we've believed it's less about what we do and more about what we undo through education, entrepreneurship, and enlightenment. You're here because you believe a city on a hill cannot be hidden. Let's shine that light. Let's build victory together.
Welcome to the Victory Project podcast. We have an amazing episode planned. We have our first part of a 4-part series on environmental impact. Today's topic will be You Are What You Eat. Today's world can feel like a golden corral, an endless buffet of options competing for our attention. A few of those choices are genuinely healthy, but most are empty calories for the soul. And this episode will explore what happens to us and to our culture when we consistently consume the wrong things, and how we can resist temptation by choosing a Christ-like way of life. But before we jump in, I'll introduce who we have here on this episode. I'll be your host, Keyshawn, a senior program director at the high school campus. And across from me, we have Deavontae. How you doing?
Good. How about you?
Can't complain. Back in school now. Anything exciting you'd like to share?
No.
Then right next to Deavontae is Dezzmon. He's been on a few episodes already. How you doing, Dezzmon?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Then to my right, first time episode, right? Darion, senior at our high school campus. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Feeling blessed to be here.
Awesome. And we'll start by kind of jumping into what we see with TVs and movies. And we'll just jump right in. When thinking about what's popular in both TV and movies, does the majority of the themes help or hurt the soul? And if you guys have any examples to add on that, go ahead.
I'll go first. So I'd say it can do both, but it more hurts the soul because some movies, it shows you things that happen. So like crime, people doing the wrong things, and it shows people that it's okay to do it in some movies, and in reality it's really not.
But I like to add on to what Dezzmon said. It depends. It's a duality of some sort, because if you think about it, like crime, like you said, crime or whatever, crime, it is very, it's massive. It's massive in the theaters. It's action movies. Like I remember like action movie Bad Boys, like 1990s or whatever. That's like, even though it's a funny comedy movie or whatever, it's like painted with all this, like not gore, but, shooting guns and, cops, bad guys. It's a form of entertainment, and like the way our society like consumes it is like a way that they don't even know that they're just taking in like bad things. The way it can nourish your stuff that can nourish your soul, like faith movies, Tyler Perry or some sort, you can get like a message out of there in certain movies and stuff like that. But it depends on what kind of mindset you have when you go in. Look at those movies. Like, what are you looking for when you look at those movies and stuff like that?
Yeah, to tune in what Darion's talking about, just like horror movies and all that, like really shows people like actually gruesomely killing people and like stuff is not really godly or anything. You can really watch educational movies and educational TV shows for little kids and all that sorts of stuff and other people. And like you can get a message from a deal, but me personally, I wouldn't want to watch a person that like, dresses up as a woman because it's not really in the image of God.
True.
Yeah, that's good. And even you guys mentioned some of the violence. Are there any other negative ideas you guys see like quite often in TV or movies?
I do a lot. You can go with like gender change or like certain like movies that deal with sexual immorality. I see them a lot. That's very exposed. All in the movie theaters, DVD, online. See it all. I've seen it all. It's a lot.
Yeah, I'd say mainly it's more crime, and then like street movies showing people follow the ways of the street, and also somewhat like natural disaster, like when something like that occurs, people resort to bad things.
And you guys think about the characters in the TV and the movie, especially specifically male characters, the popular ones. Why are they popular? Like what characteristics of them or what do they do that end up making them really cool and really popular to the audience?
When people watch a movie and they see a main character, so for example, Batman, when they see what he does, how he sticks up to crime, they like the characteristics of him and what he does as a person and how he helps. And then honesty is, he's always there, consistency, and then he doesn't really lie. you think about it.
I like that character because we can. I don't know if you guys know comics very well, but I grew up on it, right? A little bit, right? So if you think about the character of Batman, what values him, right? How much money does he have? A lot of money, right? Right. When he's Batman, he's out saving, doing these awesome things that you saw, like shows strength. When he's Bruce Wayne, he has a lot of money. Is he married?
No,
Who's he around?
a lot of girls.
That's his
A
cover
lot,
up for being
yeah.
Batman, right? Is a lot of girls, right? It's saying the value. What makes this person cool, man, at nighttime he's fighting, doing all these things. Not necessarily good, right? He's a superhero, but during the day, he's a different type of person. That his value is in his money and the ladies he gets and his physical strength, where I think it's a lot more. And we see that a lot, right? We think of like Rambo or
yeah.
most of the male dominant characters you guys see, man, they're chiseled, violent,
Yeah.
a lot of women, things like that.
Yeah, they got like a lot of aspects that like attract a crowd, either youthful people or people who like search for a certain thing. Like they got some that are like, okay, and in this TV show, it's called Power. Yep, see, y'all already know, right? Y'all already know I'm about to go with this. So,
Yeah.
in Power, like the main character is named Ghost, and he has like a club. He's around like a lot of rich, smart people, whatever. But after this like club part or whatever, where he's a businessman, he becomes like the opposite of what everybody sees him as. He's dealing drugs, handling bearing arms. He's not too affectionate with his wife. Like it's a whole bunch of like stuff that's nah. But he's a good character though, like to certain people. But yeah, that's what I wanted to add.
Cool character. I like to add on to that, like same story, but like different characters. Ghost, his son kills him. His son and his uncle like take over the business, and his son is like in college. Like he's actually smart. He's in college around all these nice, good people. On the other side, he's like a drug dealer with his uncle, and his uncle's like actually trying to kill him. He's trying to kill his uncle because he killed his father. It's a lot going on. His sister's in foster care. He's trying to get her back. There's a lot going on in the show.
Literally.
This is a popular TV show.
Yes, it's very, very popular. But the finale, it was like millions of people trying to watch it. Millions of people. It was on Instagram. They was making posts. It's gonna come out, y'all. Chill. We gonna post it. But and it's a lot of people just tuning into that or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What when you think about a popular TV show where the main character is a drug dealer, cheats on his wife, and is very violent, what impact do you think that has on young people where that's what they're watching, they're consuming?
I'd say it make it feel like it's okay to do that. When a younger person sees stuff like that going on in a movie, they'll think, okay, things like this happen in the movie, so it must be the same in real life. And in reality, it's really not. You do the same stuff they do, it's going to end you up in two places, dead or in jail. And that's really not the path you want to go down.
Yeah, that's good. And then I've got a statistic for you guys I'd like to share on the kind of what you see, right? It's 84% of all young men ages 14 to 18 have been exposed to pornography in the United States. 84%.
Wow.
What impact does that have on young people?
I'll go. So I'd say in a sense, it'd make them want to go out into the world and like try and have a relationship with a girl just for physical reasons. So they could have sex, do anything, do the stuff they see in videos. And again, that's not what they really want to do because they aren't prepared for the responsibility that has.
I feel like it signs them up for single fatherhood because as a young man experiencing pornography, as young people experience pornography, they tend to just like look at a female differently. They don't see her. They see her for like her physical looks in her body, but not like what she has on the inside. They don't like really care for like, oh, how loyal she is. They just want to like want her for her physical appearance. That don't really show how do I explain it? It doesn't really show leadership and strength in a man because like all you want a woman for is just like her body.
Yeah, that's good. Go to music, right? So we talked about movies and TV. We jumped to music, and I know you guys listen to a bunch of music. What are the common themes that you guys hear when listening to music today? And is that good or is that a bad thing? All of that too.
So for a bad thing, I'd say sexual tendency, crime, drug related. Those are like bad themes that are really popular nowadays. And I feel like it's a really bad thing because if it keeps spreading around, then it's going to be the only thing people remembers. And it'll lead them to doing the stuff that they hear, and it's not really good for their well-being.
Yep, that's true. Yep, he's not lying. Like it's a whole bunch of crime going on in them songs. It just amplifies like certain aspects of things like that people shouldn't normally do. And like he said, sex. Like it's a whole bunch of songs that just exploit like what sex is, and that's not what it's meant for. It's meant for a husband and a wife. Drugs. They talk about pills. Like Future, he talks about taking pills. The abuse of that leads to overdose. It leads to certain things that you don't want happening to you. But the thing is, it's made to help somebody, which is crazy. The fact that he is like pushing it, but for like a bad use, it leads to for somebody else like who is led astray and doesn't know what to do. They're just gonna go to that and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna feel good, all this," and then they get in the drug habit and they're messed up. But yeah, it's a lot of themes that are just terrible going on in rap, R&B aspect of music right now. There's a whole bunch.
Gang affiliated, dirty
yes,
money.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, lots of other stuff. As they were saying, sex and all that, very popular like in the music world, in the music industry. Almost every rapper that's in the industry talks about sex, money, drugs, all of it, etc. I mean, it tends to like lead kids into like the wrong direction and like situations that they can't get themselves out of because like they put themselves in a dumb situation.
Yeah, that's all really good stuff. And preparing for this episode, I just looked up the top 100 charts on 2 different websites, and I found 2 songs. I was like, oh my gosh, it was an acronym was the name, and I had no idea what the acronym meant. Now I do. And I'm just gonna read off some of the lyrics, not too much. But the first song is called FDO, which means first day out, first day out of jail. And the very first, I played 5 seconds of the song. I hit click, and then I heard the first lyric, and I hit pause because like I can't do this anymore. But the first words of the song are first day out, B word, F the feds, walked out of jail. And this is somebody's role model. This is somebody's role model, somebody's looking up to, and he's probably a father as well. I didn't do that much research, but I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure he is, right?
What is this?
And then you go down, I think it's a guy named Pooh Shiesty. Yeah.
You know his name.
Yeah. And then you go down, scroll down a few more songs, another song by Gunna who just repeats sexual content over and over and over. That's like 80% of the song right there. What impact does this music have when you guys hear this every day?
Man, like, cause look, think about it. At school, people just want to, that all they got is their headphones. All they got is their earpods, and not even school gyms, all that. They just got their earpods in, and all they hearing is this. BF the feds, walked out of jail. And mind you, everybody listens to music on repeat. Like music is so consumable. Like, I don't know, I can't even explain it. It's like fast food. But this affects them in a way to just subconsciously think about these things. Okay, I'm gonna go. If you listen to a song about robbing somebody, what in the back of your mind when you get in a situation where like, ooh, this person has these possessions, you're gonna be like, ooh, what that one song say? It's not even gonna be you. It's just the subconscious thought in your head. But that's how this could affect you. It could just make you lead yourself to a certain situation that you wouldn't, like Deavontae said, you can't get out of no more because you put yourself in that.
Well, what impact does it make on people? I'd say it makes them want to be like what they hear. Some people would do something purposely to go to jail and then get out just to make music like this. But then some people don't. They go to jail for real reasons. And I feel like if you do a crime just to go to jail and get out just so you can do something to make or boost your career, then that's not really smart because you're putting yourself in a position where people see that it's on your record. So people are going to see you went to jail for whatever reason. And if you're looking for a job, they're not going to hire you. Social media doesn't work out for everybody. And so it's not really good for you. And then inside of school, see, personally, I don't listen to rap music at all. I don't allow myself to do it. But the people around me definitely listen to it. And it's bad because in the hallways, you just hear people repeating lyrics, singing songs. It's like they memorize all of it.
And just like deliberately, like, they just yell it out too in the hallway for no reason. Like they'll just say it for no reason. They don't even know what they said.
Yeah.
It's wild.
And it's like they just, again, like they said, they just say it all the way everywhere. And it's annoying because I know when I hear it, I'm not going to listen to it, but my friends and the other people I associate with, they're definitely going to listen to it. They keep hearing it. And I don't want none of my friends or foes to fall into any of that, honestly.
As what Dezzmon was saying, I just don't like a person who listens to a song on repeat one time and then like just start blurting it out, not knowing the consequences and like what the lyrics can put you, what situation it can put you in, because you can say the wrong thing to the wrong person and tragic can happen. A regular person, you can hear a lyric one time and say it on repeat, and you can go to the actual gangster and say the lyric to him and get yourself in a very bad situation. And in school, it's actually a lot in school. That's why like the bathrooms are closed down in school because like people in there. It's bad. It's bad. It's very bad.
Yeah, and I always say that your eyes and your ears are the gateway to your heart. So if you're hearing and you're seeing this, it's going to affect you somehow and eventually will, especially if you're doing every single day. But I think Dezzmon early in the episode said there's some good movies and there's obviously some good music out there. So I guess my question would be, do you guys have to look very hard for the bad stuff? Do you have to look as much effort to look for the bad stuff as you do for the good stuff?
Nah, you
No.
can literally just look like it's just there. That's the only thing that's propaganda. Like, that's the only thing. Like, you got to really search for good. Literally.
Yeah.
I did it myself. It's hard. Like,
Yeah, so when say you just get music apps, so like Spotify or something, and you open it and then you just see rap artists, R&B artists, and you just see the music. And it's going to take you a while, but if you keep looking, you're going to find like Christian music, Christian rock, Christian rap. And it's there, but you have to put in the time and effort to look for it. And I feel you should not have to do that because there are some people who don't like to listen to that stuff. And there are some people who do. And if they do that, then that's their path and they're choosing to do that. But when you want to look for good music, you have to put in the effort to do it yourself. And I feel like you really shouldn't have to if you know there's a lot of people that are out there like you who listen to the same stuff like you, but it's not getting the same attention as the rap music.
Yeah. Remember on Wednesday, we were in Proverbs. I'm going to test you guys a little bit, see if you guys were listening on Wednesday.
Okay.
Might end up at some points later on. No, I'm just kidding. But we're in Proverbs, obviously the wisdom book. And the main takeaway was you have to do something for wisdom. Wisdom normally doesn't just, you look up and wisdom falls on your lap. You guys remember what that was?
Fear God.
Fear God. And also it was seek, right?
Yep.
You got to seek out. Sometimes you got to seek out the good because everything on your phone, the majority, the 95% are partaking in all of this stuff. But the 5%, those are the guys on the narrow path that are seeking those things. And so this is very specific to your guys' environment, right? Inner city. These are challenges that not only you three are facing, but everybody else as well. And you can have victory over that. And you guys have a few things to share.
This is a verse from Psalms 119, verse 9. And it says, how can a young person stay on the path of purity? By living according to God's word. And what I think is a person being in the right crowd and following the right footsteps can create a good man in a godly way, following God's path, reading his word and praying every day. You can find yourself in like wonderful situations because like God can take and give. And he can give you like 2 times more, 10 times more, 20 times more. All you have to do is just like believe on him and like seek wisdom and seek him.
That's true. Okay. In Proverbs 4, verse 23, it says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. My opinion on that verse is like, it shows where your heart posture is and how you are thinking as like a human being and as a person. So say if I go and see a homeless man and I say, give me some food, I'm going to go before I got some food, going to give them to you. Because that's just showing like how I feel as a human being is that everybody should, be satisfied under, God's graces.
All right. This verse is from Titus 2, verses 11 through 12. For the grace of God has appeared that offers salvation to all people. It teaches us to say no to ungodliness and worldly passions, and to live self-controlled, right, and godly lives in this present age. And I'd say, in my opinion, that this means you have a choice to accept the grace of God, and it's up to you to make the choice, obviously. So you can choose to get closer to him, follow him, and live your life accordingly to him as he planned for you. Or you can choose the opposite path and essentially just find your way to hell. And also, where it says it teaches us to say no to ungodliness and worldly passions. I say that really means if you see one of your friends doing something, so for instance, smoking, drinking, or doing anything, and you choose to follow them in doing that, then you're not helping yourself at all because you'll dig yourself in a deeper hole and you're going to find your way further, really far from God. And that's not what you want. And for worldly passions, I'd say a passion is like what people really like to do. And worldly, a lot of people like to listen to music, for instance. And so if you listen to good music, so Christian music, Christian rap, Christian rock, or anything in that category, then you're allowing yourself to listen to godly things and grow closer to it.
Yeah, awesome verses and explanation, like how you guys dove into it a little bit deeper. But how does a young person whose environment where these themes are literally broadcasted to them not let it affect them in the long term negatively? We'll start with Deavontae, right? Most often you see these in the house. You guys mentioned it in school so much. How do you young people say, I don't want this to affect me negatively? How can they have victory over these things?
By understanding that God is the only way to heaven and taking that action and taking that next step on reading the Bible and understanding that the way that people in the world right now, like with rap and all that, or teaching young people to do, that it's like, it's not the way to go. And it's like not the path you would want to take. Just like the verse, Psalms, with the path of purity, just stay on the path of God's way, the Bible, praying, because like praying is the only way to talk to God and to understand, and just listen to your higher ups that are telling you the right thing and just making a better way.
For me, I'd say to not allow yourself to go into the same paths that people before you have followed. Because I know I didn't necessarily, when I was younger, I didn't necessarily grow up in a somewhat torn home. I had my mom around, not necessarily my father, but he was there, and my grandparents, and they were there with me all the time, helping me, supplying me with the things I needed. And of course, I would defy them. And really, that's not really what I wanted to do. But I'd say when you're surrounded by gang affiliation stuff and this, but like bad neighborhoods, it's like it'll be hard for you to get away from them, but you have to put in the effort to do it yourself. And if you don't, then you're just going to be there your whole life or you'll end up on the street.
Thank you for saying that. Think with your own mind, if that makes sense. If you know that you want to do something, but your friends are deterring you from your path or where you want to go, it might be hard to like decline your friends because you know you've been around them for a long time or something. But you got to focus on you. You got to better yourself. There, at the end of the day, like Deavontae said, God is the only way to heaven. Ain't your friend. Y'all ain't going buddy y'all way to heaven unless you are in the word, of course. Find some friends that are buddy in the word, get that on. But if y'all are just doing bad stuff and just getting indulged in things that are not positive for the both of you or whoever is around you, then you got to go. You got to better yourself.
Yeah, and you think about a young person who says, I'm gonna have some intentionality behind it. I'm not gonna mess with these bad TV shows, movies, pornography, and this music. They reject the things that the rest of the culture are doing. How do you think they'll be viewed by their peers?
I'll go first. I'd say they be viewed as weird, different. Like, actually, yeah, those are only two words to put it. If, like, your friends are doing bad stuff and you choose not to follow them, they'll try and call you out for it. They'll try and make fun of you for it, get other people to make fun of you just because you didn't want to do the things they did. And I feel like that's not really right because if someone else is choosing to follow a different path, a good path, and you as a person going down a bad path are friends with them and they don't want to do the stuff you do and you call them out for it or make fun of them for it, honestly, you're not a true friend.
There's some good people, some good in the community. There's like a lot of bad. Some people can view you as a respectful young man. Like they can give you respect, more responsible, a lot of positive things. If you're turning away from pornography and gang affiliated music, you're on the right track and path to be with God and be in heaven with him. And it's just some people out here that doesn't respect you for that because they feel the need to just, oh, I'm listening to this music and it gets to me a lot. I'm going to do whatever I want and go out here and make a name for myself. I'm Mr. Billy Bad Self. It gets to a point out here and it's not really the right thing to do.
I think that someone who wasn't involved with popular media, they'll just like sometimes they'll be viewed as like wise or like you said, positive in a certain way. They'll be looked at as the black sheep, if you know what I'm saying. They're like,
Yeah.
you ain't got Instagram, or you ain't never seen this movie, you ain't seen this and that. But they'll be shocked though. But sometimes they'll like shun you for it. But that just gonna happen anyway. You just gotta choose.
And then we'll finish up here by just going around the table. If you wanted our listeners to remember and apply one thing that we talked about today, what would it be? And we'll start down there with Deavontae and we'll just go.
I would say don't let rap and gang affiliation determine how your life will be in the end. Because God did not put you on this earth to fear of going out your home and being killed, talked about, robbed, or anything. And apply the right crowd to your life, because it can really determine how you are in the long run. And listen to your higher ups on what they're trying to say and the good things and the wisdom that they are giving you.
All right. So for me, I'd say do not listen to what anyone else tells you. If someone is telling you to do bad stuff with them, so like drugs or drinking, anything that can lead you to jail or death, don't follow them, because that's a stupid decision.
So take this away people who are listening. Verse 4:23, above all else, guard your heart. So just guard your heart from the unhealthy things of this world and just follow God's way, please.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, and I'd say it's a choice, right? You can be born in these culture situations that necessarily aren't the best. The cards you're dealt, you can't control, but how you play them, you can.
Yep.
Right? My pastor always talks about this story of where he struggled with music, was his big struggle when he was growing up. And then he was praying about it and he finally gave it up. But then he took it a step further as this Christian rap music. He also gave that up because it reminded him of this and made him want to do that. And there's a level of obedience when you're in God's word to understand where God's calling you. And it's far greater than where the streets are calling you. But what an amazing episode. Deavontae, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Dezzmon, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Darion, thanks for the input.
Glad to be here for it.
And thank you for anybody who's listening. If you want to check out any of our previous episodes, you can check us out on Spotify, iHeart, Apple, Amazon, faithandfriendsradio.com, and YouTube. Take care and God bless.
Thanks for listening to the Victory Project podcast. If you believe in changing lives through faith, discipline, and opportunity, then you're in the right place. Keep showing up. Keep being the light. Until next time, remember, victory isn't just a destination. It's a way of life. Learn more at victoryproject.org.